There were no body parts in the freezer. Instead, stacked neatly were plastic containers, each with a little note attached. Brooklyn gas, 350, 1 hour. Prudence read, and veg spa, and 325, 30 mins. And mac chi, 325, 45 mins, on and on and on. What's Brooklyn, Cass? I said. Phoebe pried open the lid. Inside was a green and yellow hardened mass. Broccoli and lentil casserole, she said. When their father came home, he seemed surprised to see dinner on the table. Prudence showed him the freezer contents. He said. At dinner, we all ate rather quietly. I don't suppose you've heard anything from Mom? Prudence asked her father. Not yet, he said. I think we should call the police, Phoebe said. I'm serious. I found some suspicious spots. Phoebe pointed toward two adhesive taped areas beneath the dining room table. What's that tape doing down there? He asked. Phoebe explained about the potential blood spots. Blood? Prudence said. She stopped eating. Phoebe pulled out the envelope and emptied the hair strands on the table. Strange hairs, Phoebe explained. Prudence said, ugh. Mr. Winterbottom tapped his fork against his knife. Then he stood up, took Phoebe's arm, and said, Follow me. He went to the refrigerator, opened the freezer compartment, and indicated the plastic containers. If your mother had been kidnapped by a lunatic, would she have had the time to prepare all these meals? Would she have been able to say, Excuse me, Mr. Lunatic, while I prepare 10 or 20 meals for my family to eat while I'm kidnapped? You don't care, Phoebe said. Nobody cares. Everyone has his own idiot agenda. I left shortly after dinner. Mr. Winterbottom was in his study, phoning his wife's friends to see if they had any idea where she might have gone. At least, Phoebe said to me, he's taking some action, but I still think someone should call the police. As I left Phoebe's, the dead leaf crackling voice of Margaret Cadaver called to me from her house next door. Sal? Sal! I stopped, but I did not go up the walk. Do you want to come in? She said. I have to go home. But your father's here. We're having dessert. Won't you join us? My father appeared behind her. Come on, Sal, he said. Don't be a goose. I'm not a goose, I said. I already had dessert, and I'm going home to work on my English report. My father turned to Margaret. I'd better go with her. Sorry. Margaret didn't say anything. She just stood there as my father retrieved his jacket and joined me. Dad and I walked home together. I knew it was mean, but I felt as if I had won a little victory over Margaret Cadaver. On the way home, Dad asked if Phoebe's mother had come back yet. No, I said. Phoebe thinks a lunatic has carried her off. A lunatic? Isn't that a bit far fetched? That's what I thought at first, but you never know, do you? I mean, it could happen. There could actually be a lunatic who. Sal, I was going to explain about the nervous young man and the mysterious messages, but my father would call me a goose. Instead, I said, How do you know that someone, not exactly a lunatic, but just someone, didn't make Mom go to Idaho? Maybe it was a blackmail. Sal, your mother went because she wanted to go. We should have stopped her. A person isn't a bird. You can't cage a person. She shouldn't have gone. If she hadn't gone, Sal, I'm sure she intended to come back. We had reached our house, but we didn't go in. We sat on the porch steps. Dad said, You can't predict a person can't foresee. You never know? He looked away, and I felt miserable right along with him. I apologized for being ordinary and for upsetting him, but he put his arm around me and we sat together on the porch, two people being completely pitiful and lost.